Welcome to the fourth playoffs match here at the Northwest District Championship, and our pre-programmed instructions taking a slightly different variation this time than we've seen in the past. Notes getting corralled by a couple of those Blue Alliance teams over towards their own source for future use, one at a time. And now that drivers will take control, the IRS is already there to start another offensive cycle and pick up that 1-point amp score, and crucially, half of what is required to get the amplification bonus in the speaker later on. 40 points on the board for them, 38 for red, as now the robots scatter across the field. Aimbot for blue lines it up, 2-pointer, sinks it, and actually it becomes a 5-pointer after they hit that amp button right as it hits the back of the Lexan. It's followed up by another note or two and helps give them now a few points worth of lead for future, hopefully, buffer. Looking at the Red Alliance, they'd like to mirror that. We see Xbot and Royal Robotics both working in the lower amp goal, 1 point apiece, before the speaker gets amplified, although not really any notes getting sent up towards it. They will remain at a 1-point deficit there as their amplification bonus expires, and 1 minute and 20 ticks away on the clock. 61 points on the board there for blue as Aimbot backs away from their own center stage post. They'll go back to their Alliance source. Human players are ready to feed that machine some nutritious note fiber. And robots drive across the field now. There's the 1-pointer in the amp. Note almost lands on top of the IRS machine as the IRS launches off a 2-pointer. That one connects, and now there are several notes pending and ready to later be rebounded and picked up for some match score. They still have a slight lead, 9 points to be exact. Well, now it teeters away a little bit. There are 40 seconds left in the match. It is still absolutely anyone's game. Titan Robotics Club has a little bit of material sitting in front of them for future use. They're able to convert one of those into a 5-point amp score. Make that 2. Can we get 3? Royal, yes we can. And they now trail by just 5. 21 seconds left to play. The human player is now looking to send the high notes in. That'll be crucial in such a close match, amplifying and spotlighting those robots as they take the stage. Up go 2 robots here for blue. Tentatively, Flaming Chickens end up back on the roost floor. Aimbot goes up for 3 points of their own, while 2 red robots climb, plus 1 parked is a 7-pointer endgame. And that's a lot for our refs to tally up. We'll be back with an official score as soon as we can. Playoffs, match number 4. Results have been certified, and this one, folks, is going to be a Blue Alliance victory. It's a nail-biter all the way through, much as we saw on the field. It's 110 points up there for blue to the Red Alliance's 106. And that means our first round of playoff matches are complete. The Blue Alliance will advance along to match number 8 in a little while, and just 2 matches until we see the Red Alliance, Alliance 3, again in match number 6. And that gives us 3 out of our 4 round 1 matches, if you will, quote, upsets, but the Blue Alliance winning it, the lower seeded alliance. Brett, there's a lot to absorb in this one. What do you got for me?
Yeah, Josh, I want to go back to the data from our friends at ZebraWorks, and what I noticed from the Blue Alliance in that match was one of the most effective uses of the passing strategy that we've seen so far. And this comes through in the Zebra data when you look right up here. This is 1540, the Flaming Chickens path through the event. You notice they're just cutting back and forth. They're not even getting to the center line there. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if we play this data live, I'm going to jump to just after the end of auto here. And we play this data live, you'll see this in real time as the chickens back and forth, back and forth. And then, hey, we got an amp, let me go down and score one, back and forth, back and forth. And then the chicken's able to communicate with their alliance partners. When they notice there's a chance, going to go all the way down, put one in the speaker, back and forth, back and forth. And this really comes through as you watch this pathway data, and you can see that alliance making use, again, clean lines, knowing their lanes, having those zones back and forth, and sending those notes down for their alliance partners to put in the back of the speaker, but also pivoting when the opportunity team to present itself to add to the scoring efforts themselves. So great work by that Blue Alliance to help them pull off the win there, and I wonder if anybody's going to get wise to that and try to cut that off, or if we're going to continue to see this focus on offensive capabilities throughout the playoffs.
5 rounds here in the playoffs, 1 of them in the books. We will get round 2 queued up for you here in just a few minutes, and we'll be right back at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum.